Battle Royale games are everywhere at the moment, with developers and publishers from the tiny to the absolutely massive all looking to jump on the cash train, either through a paid game like PUBG or in a free-to-play flavour like Fortnite. And with Call of Duty due to release this Friday with its own Battle Royale mode, today I wanted to discuss the mode of the moment, whether or not Battle Royale can bring new life to old tired first-person shooter franchises, and if BR is the saviour of gaming or just devs and publishers once again chasing after the latest trend. Now, the success of Battle Royale games is immediately interesting, because it's not all that often that you see something new and different break through the dominance of the standard massive games that release year in, year out, and that end up becoming literally the most popular games in the world, being both fun to play and to watch on platforms like YouTube and Twitch. And obviously when that happens, you can expect the big boys of the industry to take notice, and take notice they have, with both Call of Duty and Battlefield announcing Battle Royale modes for their upcoming releases, Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 5 respectively. But before we get to those two giants, and don't worry, we will get to them, first I want to have a look at the market as it stands today, before either COD or Battlefield come out. So let's temporarily put them to one side, and even without taking them into consideration, the market has been absolutely flooded. And I want to start here with the follow the leader logic that a lot of developers and publishers seem to be using. The logic that says, well, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Fortnite have made obscene amounts of money, so why can't we? Well, sadly my friends, that's not how the world works. Battle Royale may be an interesting idea that can make for some great games, but if you're not doing anything significantly better than what's already out there, you're not going to break through. Just take a look at Islands of Nine, an interesting game when it was conceived based around the Battle Royale genre, with sort of a weird alien twist on it, as players use modern looking guns but with futuristic style armor and effects. Trouble is, it doesn't differentiate itself. And yes, I realise the irony of being a gaming YouTube channel with the most generic name possible and talking about differentiating yourself, but seriously, there's nothing major that Islands of Nine has done that other games haven't already done better, or at least got in there and done first. And being first to market is absolutely huge. How can you expect to say to players, hey, put down whatever you're already playing, whatever you've already paid for, and come and play our game? It's at best the same as what you've already got. It's just never going to work. And at the time of writing this script, the game has a grand total of 5 people playing it. 5! For a genre that is multiplayer only, that is an absolutely dead game. I hate that phrase usually, but unless the player count rises significantly, it is dead. And you may think I'm just picking on one particular game, but if we look at others, it's just as bad. The Culling 2, a sequel to one of the forerunners of the genre, couldn't get itself off the ground and had to be withdrawn from sale. And the studio behind Radical Heights had to shut down, although the game is still bafflingly available on Steam, with a grand total of 8 players. And even games that had been successful at launch have seen their player base slip away. Maybe not to the point where you'd consider them to be dead games, but at least to a point that proves Battle Royale isn't a magic solution to making cash quick. Now, I'm not reveling in that fact. I want to see games succeed, and I'm categorically not saying there's no room for more competition in the genre. But every game needs its unique selling point, and that has to be more compelling than just, ooh, look, aliens, in the case of Islands of Nine. So, back onto the big boys, and with that in mind, I went into the Call of Duty Blackout beta, admittedly feeling rather pessimistic about the chances of getting a meaningful mode with solid gameplay rather than something that felt extremely tacked on. And I'll tell you right now, I was wrong. I ended up having a blast playing Blackout, far more fun than I've had playing standard Call of Duty multiplayer in several years. The gameplay felt smooth and fluid, and the idea of putting old Call of Duty maps inside the larger Battle Royale map gave an air of familiarity while maintaining the newness of this mode for COD. So I ended up seeing Battle Royale as a genuine and rather large selling point for Black Ops 4, and that's very fortunate, since if it hadn't have been good and without a single player campaign, this year's COD offering looked very slender, especially for someone like me who isn't interested in zombies at all. Now, all of that isn't to say that Battle Royale will be the saviour of Black Ops 4 or any upcoming game for that matter, there are so many ways that they can screw this up, whether through lack of post-release support or monetizing the mode to the hilt, and we can probably expect Activision to try that, or even through any number of other issues. But at least the basic message that the Blackout beta sent out is that yes, Battle Royale can breathe fresh life into old franchises. So things are looking rosy for COD. Battlefield, on the other hand, in my opinion, is going to struggle like hell. Obviously, until we get our hands on the game, we won't really know for sure, but at least right now, with the low pre-order sales, the tepid response to the beta, and a basic game structure that in my opinion doesn't really suit Battle Royale as a mode, it's going to be difficult. For a start, they're only putting 64 players into a map instead of the standard 100 that we've come to expect in Battle Royale, so they're already behind everyone else. Then, they're talking about having tanks and other large vehicles added in, which just screams overpowered to me, and I'm imagining seeing quite a few YouTube videos of one person going on like a 30 kill streak from just having a tank and nobody else having that. And possibly the biggest issue I've seen so far is that there's been no mention of solo or duo play, just squads. And for players who don't have 3 friends ready to play at all times and don't want to be matchmade with a bunch of randoms, which is completely understandable, I think that's going to be a big issue. One of the big draws of Battle Royales is that they're a game you can always play, whether you're in a group or on your own, and it looks like EA and DICE could be ignoring that. Now, I know I said earlier in the video that you've got to differentiate yourself from the crowd in order to shine through, and sure, vehicles and destruction are new and different for Battle Royale. But without having played the game, at this point it looks very tacked on. Like some EA exec went into a meeting and said, "What's the big thing for 2018? How are we going to make money? Oh, Battle Royale? Yeah, okay, chuck that in there, see how it goes." And that sort of thinking just rarely works. Of course though, only time will tell, and I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Battlefield 5 is a great game. I'm actually kind of torn, as I think it'd be a good idea for Firestorm, the Battlefield Battle Royale, to be a free-to-play standalone game in order to secure a big early win over Call of Duty. But being free-to-play would likely lead to even lower sales for Battlefield 5, as players who would have bought the game purely for Battle Royale wouldn't stump up the cash for standard multiplayer and single player. Now, with both of these two behemoths of Battlefield and Call of Duty releasing Battle Royale games in mind, I had one immediate thought. PUBG is in trouble. And that's because Call of Duty Blackout, at least, does a lot of what PUBG does, but does it better. Sure, there are a lot of gameplay differences, but on the surface level, we're talking about modern military weapons, or close to them, in both games, and a Battle Royale formula. The difference is, Blackout is infinitely more polished, especially as it relates to the consoles. As much as I dislike Activision and a lot of the big corporations in the industry, and as much as it pains me to say it, that AAA feel is clear for all to see. It doesn't help PUBG Corp either that they haven't exactly been going on a positive PR campaign, adding in extensive monetization and filing lawsuits against competitors. Now, Fortnite will be fine in my opinion. That game is not going anywhere. It's got its own personality and art style that players love, it's got a huge built-in player base, it's free to play, and the building mechanics, as much as they aren't beloved by all, at least set the game apart from basically all of its competition. There is no other game out there that offers what Fortnite offers. The portability that the game has as well from being available on mobile devices, and importantly for me, the Nintendo Switch, is also something that Call of Duty and Battlefield are highly unlikely to be able to match. In other words, Fortnite has multiple reasons that players would carry on playing it over any other game. For games looking to get into the genre though, the question is going to be, once COD and Battlefield release, how do you beat Call of Duty, Battlefield, PUBG, and Fortnite? Where's the gap in the market? And I'm of the belief that those gaps that existed 2 or 3 years ago have been rapidly closed. So I think what it all comes down to is that Battle Royale is not some magic mode that will instantly make a game successful. In fact, Battle Royale follows pretty much the same rules as all other game genres. If you're not offering something new or better, the game won't be a success. And with the market being so saturated with BR games, the room for innovation and improvement keeps getting smaller and smaller. And to finally put my economics degree to a little bit of use, This happens in a lot of markets, where competition rushes in at the start seeing that there's money to be made, and then slowly the weaker offerings, the ones that don't stand out from the rest, fade away, and we're left with an oligopoly of a few big competitors trading blows. And we've seen this before, right? Remember when every game was a modern military shooter, or when every game had zombies in it, or even go back a little bit further and remember when every franchise had to have a kart racing spin-off. It's all in desperation to copy an idea that has proved successful, but time and time again, it's been proven that it's hard to play catch-up. Sure, the massive amounts of money being pumped into the genre by publishers like Activision and EA have the potential to make improvements compared to other games, but the smaller entrants to the market desperately need real innovation if they're going to make it. And I think developers are starting to realise that they can't just jump on the money-making bandwagon by putting together a low-effort knockoff Battle Royale game. And on that basis, I predict that we'll see fewer and fewer devs leaning towards Battle Royale in the future. Either way, it's undeniable that Battle Royale games have had a massive impact on the industry in the past year or so, and when done well, they're incredibly fun to play and to watch. So let me know what you think. Do you think we're going to see more and more games resort to Battle Royale as a mode, or have we reached peak BR? I'd also love to know your predictions for Call of Duty Blackout and Battlefield 5 Firestorm. Will they be worthwhile, or will they bomb? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I'd be very appreciative if you'd click that like button below, and subscribe for more like this if you haven't already. Anyway, thanks for watching, I've been Nathan, and I'll see you next time.